There we go. Okay, well, welcome to chapter 20. And we're continuing in our Proverbs. You will see that our focus is changing a little bit on these chapters. Again, we've been, why is it? Okay, doing our study. I'm still reading in Proverbs, but just continue studying your Bible every day and taking notes and asking God to just show you something. And here we are for chapter 20. It's warnings and instructions is what this one is focused on, and it giving counsel. How he's kind of counseling in these chapters here. Here we go. Wine is a mocker, and strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived is not wise. So basically, this first verse is telling us that wine and strong drink is a deceiver, and if we follow that, we're not wise. And then in verse 2, it says, the wrath of a king is like a roaring lion. Whoever makes him angry is sinning against his own life. In other words, if we go against the lion, the king, Jesus, we always talk about Jesus as the Lion of Judah, but we don't want to make him angry because it only, when we go against Jesus, it hurts us. It said it's not your honor if you don't stay away from trouble. But it says every fool is quick to quarrel and argue. In other words, the more that we just let go and go ahead and continue in some of these wrong things, it comes back and makes us to be the fool. And it says that we don't need to go to every argument that you're invited to. People will try to get arguments started. They'll try to involve you in an argument at work, at home, or wherever. They'll try to include you. Come on, let me include you. Fight with us, argue with us. But you don't need to go to every argument. And then it also tells us that if we're too lazy to plow our field, we can't expect a harvest. So we have to take care of what we've planted. In other words, whatever, like we talked about the gifts that God has given us, if we don't use them, if we get lazy with them, then we can't expect to have the blessings from them or the victories. Our purpose, it says purpose, comes from deep waters. Now, when we think of deep waters, we think of oftentimes trouble. But the purpose of our hearts are in the deep waters, but a man that has understanding draws out from it. In other words, whatever our troubles are and however things go deep, if we are thinking right and have a right heart, we will go down and pull that heart up and do the right things. Good advice is deep in our hearts. So when we have the understanding of that, then we pull it out and use it. So our thoughts are like those deep wells. But when we have good vision and understanding of God, then we can pull it right out. This is important because they will use this verse also as an important verse to start the next, I think, 2 chapters also. They refer back to this. It says lots of people will say that they are loyal and loving, but where can you find them? They'll say, oh, I'll be there for you, I'll help, I'll do. But then when trouble comes, where are they? Where is that friend when you need them? But if you find one who is truly reliable, that's a good friend. The righteous man walks in his integrity, and then his children will be blessed after him. In other words, if we walk right, it will bless all those that follow us, whether it's our children that we birth, or children that we just pick up along the way, people that look to us as mothers or parents. Hey, Nicole. But children will follow the one who walks with integrity. Now, a king sits on his throne, right? And he judges. The king has judgment over everybody and everything in his kingdom. And he separates, when he sees any evil, he'll destroy it or he'll kill it. So the king that sits on the throne judges all evil, he throws out. Our king is on the throne, and we've already known, as we have studied so much in Revelation, that in the end, all that evil will be thrown out. The king will destroy it. Okay, now who can say this? Can you say this? I made my heart clean. I'm pure from every sin. Can you say that or do that? Yeah. You say, I'm pure from every sin. I never do anything wrong. Never. Believe me now, I never do anything wrong. And that's wrong, false. No one is perfect, right? Are you perfect? You? No? I'm not, for sure. Okay. Now, when we have the double thinking, we talk about the two timers, the doubles. They think two things. They have different weights and measures for different things. Like right now in politics, they'll talk about the Republicans and the Democrats. They have different weights and measures, but both, it says both are disgusting to the Lord. The Lord doesn't like it when we have two things, or they'll say one thing and then do another thing, so two different things, for this friend and this friend, something, different, and it'll get you in trouble. And the Lord doesn't like it. He wants you to be sure and to be right. And actions prove what your words say, right? Your actions will always prove what your words say. Even children know. If you say, if you don't stop, I'm going to spank you. Or if you don't stop, I'm going to put you in the corner. And the children know, oh, she never puts me in the corner. The children know. And then when we hear and see things, the Lord has made our eyes and our ears, so we need to use them for him. And talks about people who love sleep. Oh, I just want to sleep. They'll sleep 12, 13, 14 hours. You remember teenagers often, on Saturday, they would sleep all day long, but don't get to love the sleep, because if you sleep all the time, then you'll become poor. So open your eyes and be satisfied with bread, with food. Okay. Okay, our garments, our clothes, the garment of security for a stranger. Sometimes, a strange person will come along and they will help us. That's like when we think of the Good Samaritan in the Bible. He took his garments and he helped the other one. He was the stranger, but know that it's okay to let foreign foreign people to help us. You know, I don't know them. I can't let them do this. You know, yes, we need to open up and welcome in other people, even if we don't know them, because maybe we need to help them, and then maybe they need to help us. It can vary. Sometimes you are the stranger. Okay, bread, if you get it by deceiving people, man thinks, oh, that's good. And, you know, we often hear the word bread used to mean money. He says, oh, I'm going to get some bread, you know, going to get some bread. But he steals it, steals it. And that's what it means when it says it's sweet to the man, but afterwards in his mouth, it's like gravel, you know, stones in your mouth. Because you got it in a wrong way. Plans, we always want our plans to be successful, right? And if we use good counsel, it's okay to have good counsel. But sometimes we think, oh, it's my plan, I'm going to keep this myself, you know, and there'll be other things that can make it work better, but you need to use good counsel. And it tells us don't go into a fight or anything without good advice. Okay, let people, wise people, give you good advice. Okay, here we go. Gossip, gossip. But how far does gossip go? It goes to the next person's ear. Your lips to my ears. You know, you've heard that say, your lips to my ears. Gossip, gossip, gossip. But if you gossip, then you are not keeping another person's confidence. You know, you need to, if some person tells you something, you need to keep it to yourself. Don't just talk about it, gossip, gossip, gossip everywhere. There's those old lips again. We talk too much. And at the bottom of the line, gossip, gossip. Did you ever play that game, gossip, where you whisper one thing and down the line, and it starts here, but by the time you get to the end, it's totally changed? That's gossip, gossip, gossip. Yeah. Okay. Now, whoever curses his father and his mother, and that's you as a child, if you curse your parents, then it says that your lamp will be put out. You'll be put into darkness. We are not to curse. Don't curse others. Don't curse your parents. Do we get angry at our parents sometimes or upset? Yeah. But don't go around talking bad and cursing your parents, all right? Because it's not good for us, and it will make us turn dark, make you become dark, okay? And then also it says that the inheritance that we get, if we say, oh, I'll get it in a hurry, it's mine, I want it now, but then they will not be blessed in the end. Think of the story of the prodigal son. He says, I want mine now, I want mine now. And then he ran off with it, lost it all, and then no blessing from it. So be patient and wait. Don't we hear story after story after story of a person who was killed because somebody else wanted their increase. So don't let that grab a hold of you. And no matter what you face in life, hold on, because God is in control. We face many things in life. So we just need to learn to put our problems into God's hands. Because if he holds them, he'll take care of them. Now, maybe it won't be quick, maybe not today, but his time, and he will do it, and he will take care of you through the process. But no matter what you're facing, trust him. I know when I teach grief share, people who have lost a loved one, maybe it was an accident, or even like my Leslie's with a fire, I could sit here and I could say, why fire? Why'd you let that happen? What? You know, but I never did that, because I knew, first of all, I knew God didn't make it happen. But I also knew that God was with Leslie through it, and he was with me through it. And so we just need to trust and know that he is with us no matter how awful things are. He's with us and will continue to be with us. The Lord hates that double standard. Here it is again. This is the second time he said it here. The Lord just hates that double standard. He's not pleased when we don't have honest scales. He wants us to be fair. The Lord will lead our steps. So why try to understand everything on the way? You know, he leads our steps, but on the way we see trouble here, problem here. Don't worry about that. And we won't necessarily understand all of those. That's like, you know, don't understand Leslie, but he's with us and he will continue to lead us on that way through. It's not good for us to worship and think other things are so holy. We get the idea of you know, a movie star, a person in government, you know, like Elvis. Oh, okay. Ooh, you know, and we honor them more than God. What he's saying here is when we put anything before God, maybe your TV program. Ooh, what did I say? TV program. Do you have something that you like? I must watch it every week. Can't miss it. Can't miss it. I have to record it if I'm going to miss it. But what about your Bible reading that day? If you have to choose between the TV program and your Bible reading, what happens? So what he's saying here is, you know, don't let other things become holy to you. Be sure that you keep God first. And right now, there's so many things in this world that is trying to get our attention and turn us away. So be careful. It says the wise king scatters the wicked. Here it is again. This is the second time he said this today. The wise king will scatter those wicked, and he'll bring it, when it says the wheel over them, in other words, they will not do good. Okay, so we need to continue to keep our focus on God. Let him be the holy thing in our lives compared to anything else. You know, even like your husband, your boyfriend, your children, all of those things, you know. Oh, can't wait for the phone to ring. Oh yeah. Let's go on a date. Okay. Oh, but what about your time with God? So we use, there's many things in our lives that get and steal our time with God. So be careful. Not that you can't do those things. Yes, you can. But remember, and then when I talk about tithing, I think that also. Do you give God a tenth of your day? If we have 24 hours in a day, what's 1/10 of that? 2.4. So how much time do you give God every day? You know, not just how much time do you watch TV every day? If you watch TV, say 3 hours every day, then do you give God 30 minutes? A tenth of that? Just something to think about. You know, keep your focus and don't let other things become holy in your life. Every person, your soul is a divine lamp. Okay. Every person can have that lamp in us, but every person doesn't turn it on. You have to flip the switch, turn it on. Let your light shine. The spirit of man is the lamp of God. You know, it tells us God is a light. And if he lives in us, then we have the light in us, right? But we need to flip the switch, turn it on, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. In other words, search not only what we do outwardly, but what's inside. Let the light shine inside. Mercy and truth keep the king. It is the same for all of us. Mercy and truth will keep the king, and his throne, it continues because of mercy. And glory is the young person's strength. So what is glory? We say, I want more of the glory of God. I need the glory in me. Or I was just listening to a program this morning where they said, if you want the glory of God, you know, how do we get it? It's our strength. It's our strength. It's our strength. So again, by continuing to have time with God and in his presence, his glory will appear and show up with us. Okay. The beauty, here, I like this one, you know, the beauty of the old is his gray hair. All right. Sometimes it takes a hurtful situation to make us change. Now, God doesn't send hurtful situations to us. I don't believe that. I believe that all those bad things come from that root of sin and from the evil and satanic. But when they come, God will use those situations to help us to change. You know, he will use us. God will just blow up and send the evil away, and he'll destroy them on the inside. In the inside, God will, you know, and we know that he has that place prepared for them when they die if they don't believe, and so he's going to, you know, eventually destroy all that evil. So that's chapter 20. Okay, like we said in the beginning, it's giving us some instructions, teachings. All right, so that's that one. Let me move to 21. Well, where is it? There we go. Okay, chapter 21. Continuing. There's more warnings and instructions, and he's giving counsel. In these, you saw in that last chapter, and now in 21, and then he's going to continue. Now, instead of all the comparisons, he's giving us counsel and direction on things. Purpose. What is your purpose? Again, he comes back to 20, verse 5. And he says that this applies to all of this chapter also, that his purpose comes from those deep things inside us. We need to reach down and pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. Our thoughts, they're like the waters in that deep water, but we need to pull it out, pull it out. So that's what he's doing here. He's trying to pull out these things inside us. All right. So chapter 21, the hearts of man are in the hands of God. He's holding your heart. You ever think about that? Take your heart out. He's got it in his hand. Okay. And he can make it move in your favor. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So let the rivers of water flow to wherever he wishes. Every way of the man is right in your own eyes. Your own eyes. You think, I'm doing everything right. But the Lord will think about what's in your heart. Okay. So we get to that pride feeling and we think, oh, I did that right. Woo-hoo. But we need to remember that God knows the heart and what's truly inside us. And he examines our hearts. Okay. To do what is right and acceptable to the Lord is better than sacrificing yourself. In other words, obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Okay. Pride, destruction. Here it is again. You know, one of those things that keeps coming up again, pops up. Pride will destroy. That look, the proud heart, the wickedness of sin, that pride will bring to destruction. The plans of diligent means the good hard worker will lead you to success and prosperity. So good planning, and remember we said last chapter, the good planning, use good counsel and advice, and then hard work will lead you to prosperity. Now, how do you get your money? You build your treasure. Good ways or bad ways? So if you get your money because you lie, that's not good. Not good. It said it's like putting yourself to death. And it says the violence of the wicked just destroys them because they refuse to do what's right. Okay. So lying and violence never bring good. They will bring you to death. And if you see on this over here, it says, when you get treasures by the lying tongue, it's fleeting fantasy of those who seek death. All right. Okay, righteousness, be honorable, truthful, no blame, graceful, upright, disciplined, faithful, and holy. Those are all things that he's used to explain who we should be. That's the right way to live. Use all those things as a list. And if you look down the middle, in the blue, it spells integrity. Integrity. So walk with integrity. Now it says the way of the guilty is crooked. That tree is like all bent over, right? But when we are pure and do good, then the tree is tall. Okay. So if you're guilty, it's like the tree that's bent over. But if you do pure things, good things, you're standing up straight. And then this next one, it's better to live on the roof than to have that bag wagging wife. So if you're going to be a wife, don't be one that's always nag, 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 nag. Okay? Just a word to the good wife. All right. We have desire and destination in Proverbs. The wicked and the wise. Here's a comparison. The wicked will cause problems not only for himself, but for his neighbors. All around him. But he will get punishments from the evil, and he will hopefully then become wise when he listens to those instructions. Some will listen, some won't, but we pray that they will listen. It says the wicked just want more and more evil, and they get no mercy from their neighbors. That's just easy as that. He says you make your mad neighbors, mad friends, mad family when you do wicked all the time. The righteous man, however, wisely thinks about the house of the wicked, but God will destroy the wicked for themselves. So it tells us that the righteous man, we will think about those wicked, and we have opportunities sometimes to be part of their destruction, but God is the one who will overtake those wicked ones and destroy them. All right. If we think about the Sermon on the Mount that God gave, and how he did good things, and how he talked about, there's that word pride again, and how it destroys our acts of love if we do it with pride. Oh, I helped that one over there. I gave them $50. I gave them food. I went to the store for them. The pride of I. But whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry yourself and not be heard. In other words, if we see the poor in need and we can help them, but we refuse, then that hurts us. But we don't want to help them in pride either. So our reason for helping should not be, oh, I did. Pride, no. Our reason for helping should be only because I saw they had a need and I could help that need, so I did. Okay. If a person is angry with you, give them a gift. You say, what? They're mad at me. Why should I give them a gift? Why? Because a gift brings down their anger, calms them. Give them a gift. Maybe you know they like a particular coffee from Starbucks, and you know they're angry with you, so you take them coffee. Okay, so that's calming down without arguing and getting into a big, just give them a gift. The angry man is silenced when you give him a gift. Okay, and then we think about something as justice or judgment. Justice, in other words, what he deserves, and the judgment is going through the judging process. So it's joy for the right to do justice. In other words, we need to do things fair, need to be fair. Because if we're not fair, then destruction will come. So we need to think and do things fairly in our lives. Fair to yourself, fair to your family and others. Think fair. What's right, what's just. Okay. Now, when we wonder, people think, should they stay in the church? Sometimes if we have a person that's in our church and they do something that we know is wrong, do we throw them out of the church? Or do we try to help them in the church? Okay. Yes. Just because they come in, maybe somebody comes into church and it's been on TV that they were a thief. You think, oh, a person was a thief over there. No. We should walk up to them and say, good morning, how are you? Come on, let me have a seat for you here. Share them from your own life and let God work in theirs. Okay. And then money and marriage. It's one of the biggest problems in marriage, in marriages. And if you're wicked, it will destroy your wealth and your marriage. Okay. And then some things that are listed here throughout Proverbs 21 are drinking, drugs, things, pornography, prostitution, gamble, and smoking are all things that are actually, they're not named, but the idea is brought through the Proverbs. Poverty comes from loving pleasure. Not that we can't, we do things that are pleasing to us and feel good, but people say, oh, it's so wrong to sin, but yet people will say, but sin feels so good. They'll say sin feels good, pleasing. Yes, and that's true. That's why the devil made it that way, so you would feel good and pleased and want it. But when we are poor in that way, because we love that pleasure, it will just bring trouble and destruction to us. The wicked, it pays for the righteous, and the person without faith for the right. In other words, it says basically whatever they do, if they're wicked, he pays for his righteousness. But in the end, he's destroyed. He won't have it. Okay. The wicked is, ransom is when they ask for money they capture a person, then they ask for money to give them back. Okay. So that wicked is held for a ransom. But if he doesn't believe in Jesus, Jesus is the ransom. So he needs to believe in Jesus to receive that ransom. And if he doesn't, then he's going to die in the end. Okay. And then here we are back to the wife, the quarrelsome, arguing wife. That wife, terrible, argues all the time. It's better to dwell in the forest than with that angry woman. Okay. It's better to be hidden away than with the woman married to that woman who argues all the time. So think about that. If you're seeking a husband, think about the wife that you want to be, not arguing and angry all the time. Okay. The wise have wealth and luxury, but foolish with whatever they get. They don't stop and think about, taking care of things or taking care of others. They just spend. I'm going to live in pleasure and find things and all of that, But in the end, they're the poor ones and they will die. There's a saying that says there's oil in the house of the wise. In other words, and oil is what? Oil is wealth. Oil is rich. Oil. So the wise have a lot of oil. Makes us rich. Now, who chases righteousness and kindness? What do you chase? Do you chase righteousness? Do you want to be righteous? Are you chasing righteousness? If you chase it and you want never failing love, you'll find life, righteousness, and honor because you'll be following Jesus. So if you're chasing righteousness, then you are chasing God. You're chasing Jesus. And you will have life, righteousness, and honor. You'll have all of that. Okay? Be kind. Be kind, be kind, be kind. There's many people out there that need just a person to be kind. Just a kind word, a smile, something easy, but be kind to others always. And the victory is the Lord's. We always know that in the end, the Lord will have the victory. The wise man again. The wise man climbs up the city and mighty brings down the stronghold in which they trust. Okay. So if you're wise, you're climbing up, you're looking over the city, and you bring down anything that's against the city. Okay. Against what they trust. So we want to continue in that righteousness. And here we are again, ladies. Shh. Think before you talk. Whoever guards his mouth and his tongue keep from trouble. So when you keep from no trouble will come to you. So shh. Keep your mouth and your tongue. Keep away trouble. Pride, pride, pride. Here again. Some of the things from pride. We have pride. We don't want to be taught. No, we don't receive teaching. If we're pride, we're always in conflict, argue. And if we have pride, we're not praising the Lord or others, but we are boasting. Okay. Those are things that pride does. Okay. That's how we are with pride. A proud man mocks the name. And he reacts with just overbearing pride. Okay. The righteous gives, and you don't hold back. The lost, the lazy, the slothful, lazy, kills himself because his hands refuse to work. He wants all day long. He wants. But the righteous giveth. If we are righteous, we're not desiring all day. If we are righteous, we are giving all day. So be righteous and give, not lazy and want. Okay. The sacrifice of the wicked is awful. Okay, because he does things with evil thinking, and if he turns he has a deaf ear to the law. He doesn't care about the law, and his prayer, he maybe even will pray, but his prayers are awful also. Okay, so when he's wicked, awful things happen because he does awful things. Honesty is something he doesn't have. So again, if we speak the truth, loving and continuously trust God to move the hearts of the people that are wrong. So we need to listen to the truth, share the truth. Okay? Did you ever hear of a wise crack? You know, a wise crack when we say those sentences and wise crack sayings. There's no wisdom in it, no planning, no success. Okay. It says, hey, listen, I have this, I have that, I have this, I have this, but you're just saying things, you're not, it's not the truth. There's no wisdom, no insight, and no planning that will succeed against the Lord. So if you try anything that's against the Lord, it's not wise, it's not understandable, and it's not a plan that will succeed. Okay, don't go against the Lord. The horse is ready for battle, but the victory belongs to the Lord. A horse is a strong, ready for battle. And as we studied in Revelation, we saw that, all those horses that are going to be strong and ready for the battle. Just remember that the victory, the deliverance belongs to God. Our safety is from the Lord. We've been spending 31 days plus in Proverbs, And that's chapter 21. All right. So we will finish there today, and we will start with 22 then next week. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So let me also stop recording.